Oh my gosh, you want me to choose between the Normandy SR1 and the SR2? Oh, really? Oh. I appreciate both. Okay, I like both Normandies, don't get me wrong. I mean, the SR1 was our roots, and I agree with Liara in the sense that it's a symbol of that community, because it was made by multiple people, multiple races. It was a joint effort. I kind of leaning more towards the SR2 though, and it's not just because it's all shiny and everything. I just felt that, I don't know. Maybe it's because I spent more time in the SR2, so it feels more like home, because that was what I ended up, you know, that was our ship for 2 games, whereas the SR1 was just for 1 game. And I don't know, I just felt that the SR1, you know, warts and all, was a great and beautiful ship, but the SR2, you know, with all of its multiple massive rooms and the Shepard's cabin and the space hamster, I guess I had more fond memories, a lot more fond memories on the SR2 than the SR1. You know, Gabby and Donnelly, oh gosh, Gabby and Donnelly, I'm gonna miss those two, by the way. Those 2 engineers, Gabby and Kenny, I'm definitely going to miss a lot, because they are just hilarious. So glad that I managed to keep them for both Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. I have to go with the SR2, which is fine because my femshep would be old school and support the SR1.
The SR2 has been through a lot, and it'll see us through a lot more.
I wouldn't change my name for just any ship.
I thought the Admiralty Board changed your name.
Yes, but in hindsight, I might have considered it. Shoom. Shoom. You know what I'm talking about?
That's great. Now that I kind of want to bring up Legion now. Like, Tali making all of those mechanical machine noises made me think about Legion. I've said a lot about Legion already before, but I think Legion was my 3rd favorite character in Mass Effect 2. In Mass Effect 2, you know, Mordin was my favorite, followed by Kasumi, and Legion was right after that. You know that I've always been a sucker for characters or races that were deemed the bad guy. I've always been a sucker for them, to giving them a chance to redeem themselves. I keep saying that over and over again. And just the concept of having a friendly Geth was what immediately drew me towards Legion. And as you spoke to Legion, you just couldn't help but start caring for the character. Especially when he starts talking about his armor, because he's got that N7. He repaired himself using Shepard's N7 armor. And, you know, Shepard asks him, why did you use my armor in particular? Why not just any other scrap metal? And he couldn't give an actual answer. And that was the beginning of realizing that Legion was starting to be more like a person, more like a synthetic. Like EDI. Because the reason is, I think it's implied that the reason is he had some sort of respect for Shepard, sentimental, emotional respect for Shepard, and that's why he wanted that specific piece to repair his body. But machines aren't supposed to understand that. They aren't supposed to have emotions, which is why Legion said unknown or it doesn't compute or anything. So that was the beginning. And of course the entire Rannoch mission, you know, going through the consensus, as annoying as it sometimes got, I'm so happy for that, because a lot of people love that mission because it allowed you to see things from the Geth side of the conflict. I think they did a great job. BioWare did a great job of drawing sympathy towards the Geth, because they figured you would probably have an awful lot of sympathy towards the Quarians just because of Tali, because if you like Tali, you want Tali to be happy, and you want her people to be happy, and you don't want to do anything that would jeopardize her people. So how could you make it, you know, more of a challenge, of a choice, if you had to choose between one or the other, Geth or Quarians? You had to bring on a character like Legion, and with Legion guiding you, showing you what it was like from the Geth side of things. And obviously Legion, his humor was also some of the favorite things about the character. Kathleenmms gave an awesome video. I'll try to remember to put a link down there. She made a video analyzing Legion specifically, talking a lot about, does this unit have a soul? And I loved it. I thought it was a very well done video. In fact, so well done that the voice actor for Legion himself, I unfortunately don't remember the name of the voice actor. I'm terrible with voice actor names. But the voice actor of Legion himself actually posted a link to Kathleen's video on either his site or his Facebook fan page or something, which I think is a great honor. So definitely check it out, because I think Kathleen brings up some really awesome points about Legion and the character far better than I would. But yeah, I love Legion, and down to his last moments when Edie brought up the whole fact that he referred to himself as I, really hit me. I'm happy to hear that there is a part of Legion in all of the Geth now, which again makes it a lot harder when you start making some decisions at the ending, as you guys all probably know. So, thank you, Legion. All right.
Hey, fucking drink something.
Commander.
Javik?
Shepard.
You know what I'm talking about.
How's it going?
Oh, we're doing just fine.
So we're never talking about this again, right?
Absolutely not.
Right. Wait, absolutely not, you're agreeing with me, or absolutely not, we are talking about this again?
Shut up, Moreau.
Nice.
Do you miss the Normandy?
Yeah, sometimes. But things are pretty different now.
Some things have changed, but there are still familiar faces. Me, Shepard, Joker, Edie.
Come on. Edie even having a face. That's a pretty big change.
Yeah.
Okay, that part's different.
I like the music. I like the background music. It's very chill, and I'm gonna have to download some of this, the soundtrack for this
Hello, Commander.
DLC. All right. Anything else left to say, guys, before I move on to the final stage?
I knew nothing could beat the SR2, at least for now.
For now?
Well, yeah. Let's say one day I get my own ship. That ship will kick some serious ass.
I suppose it will.
Foreshadowing, maybe? I've always wondered if the next Mass Effect stars Vega or includes Vega. If they do decide to do one that happens in the future and not a prequel. I always would have loved to have had James Vega. The idea of having James Vega be in the next Mass Effect and possibly be a playable character. And maybe this time an actual romance BioWare, an actual real romance with James Vega. That would be nice. That'd be really nice.
Shepard!
Jacob! Alright, let's go on to the final stage of the party. Come on, Glyph.
The party appears to be a success, Commander.
Good.
Do you require anything further?
Ooh, make snacks or deal cards. Let's deal some cards. Let's play some games.
Let's set up a card game in the den.
Please let me know if my astronomical calculations appear to be throwing off results of the game.
Definitely. Alright. Here we go. I like games. Oh, is everybody in the card room? Really? Oh, no, not everybody.
Micro-filament's the answer.
You think?
They're never better. Tough to spot.
Yeah, a 5x5 grid across the glass should do the trick.
Gosh.
We'll do more
They're still at it. They're still at it.
Alright, Garrus, I gotta know. What are you doing?
Nothing. Just, admiring the polish on this glass.
Good. Don't tell him. He won't understand.
Try me.
Oh, it's just, well, one man's decorative glass wall fixture is another man's explosive glass wall fixture.
Oh, now you're in for it.
Explosive?
Micro-filaments, Shepard.
Oh, gosh.
Tiny strips of explosives laid across the glass on a grid. It's your first line of defense. When an intruder enters, hit the switch and boom! They're shredded to pieces.
I know.
Weaponized wall fixtures, Shepard. Wave of the future in home defense.
Uh-huh.
Trust me, if I had this back on Omega in my Archangel days, there'd be even more dead mercs.
Oh, I bet.
If you say so. Just try not to scratch the finish.
Yeah. What about the trees? I'm worried about the trees, Garrus. Come on. And where's Saeed exactly? Should I even Tally? Is that Tally?
Tally, are you okay?
Yep. You want to see my tattoo?
What?
I don't think you have a tattoo, Tally.
It's a hologram. Omni-tattoo. Omni-tattoo. Under the suit. You know, for me. You want to know what it is? You wanna know? It's a pretty bird made of rainbows. It is flying out of the eye hole of a skull, being held in the mouth of a thresher maw with a naked woman holding a sword on its back. Because I'm hardcore, like Ezo. Jack suggested
Of
it.
course.
Remind me to talk to Jack in the morning.
Yes.
Where'd you get the omni-tattoo anyway?
Down in the lower wards, near the bottom.
Oh.
I meant where on your body.
So did I.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that one from Liara.
I remember
Get some rest, Tally.
I remember that. Oh gosh. And I like the close-up of Shepard's face when he was grinning. He was just like, okay, Tally. That's nice. You just keep doing what you're doing there, honey.
You sure you're okay, Tally?
Fine. Suit doesn't let me get overly drunk. Just have it all flushed out in a minute.
Great.
Omni-tattoo. It just smells like sweat. Why would you even ask that?
Okay.
Don't do that in my helmet. It just gunks up the filters. No, that gets broken down with Mass Effect fields. Those are just my hips.
Oh boy.
Go for the optics, Chatika. Oh, Mr. Vakarian. I could use some help with my suit seal.
There we go. Now we see it. Now we start seeing the little something blossoming between the two of them. Between Tally and Garrus. Aw, Kasumi's not at my drawers. I expected her to be checking out my underwear.
Sure, trainer. I'll have another.
Oh boy.
Is it done yet?
The recipe calls for more curry.
Are you sure? That seems like a lot.
The recipe is very specific. I have measured the proper volume to the nearest
But
milligram.
you can't do...
Is it done now?
I'm not disagreeing, Edie. I'm just saying that that's a lot of curry.
If we do not follow the recipe, we risk creating something that tastes offensive.
But no.
But recipes adapt over time as tastes change or as foods are carried to new cultures. Also, I'm allergic to curry.
Are you gonna be done soon, or do I need to go eat a keeper?
As a foodie and someone who loves cooking, I'm appalled by Edie wanting to follow the recipe exactly to the last milligram. Ugh.
Everybody okay?
The entertainment efficiency of the party was falling due to inadequate food supplies.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Do not be concerned. I am compensating.
I just wanted her to heat something up. Now she's cooking.
With a vengeance.
Yes.
Edie, I appreciate the help, but parties aren't about efficiency.
A party is a collective event among like-minded individuals. It requires teamwork and an understanding of group dynamics. You did not pass through the Omega-4 relay to assault the collector base without preparation. Why should this be any different?
Because it's a party. Nobody's gonna die if we do it wrong.
I'm really hungry, Shepard.
But if you were to ask a team member to select the music and you chose Jeff, the results would be disastrous.
I would never choose Jeff for the music.
No, I should do music.
I'll hold the line at the snack table.
Agreed. You see, Shepard? A party is a social construct that can be designed for maximum efficiency.
Well, good luck with that. Bring them back alive, Edie.
This is where I seriously greatly disagree with Shepard. I take my parties very seriously, and I go for efficiency with parties, and they're awesome fun. I go all out in my parties, like really all out. I throw some pretty extravagant ones, and they require, in order to reach the level of extravagance and complexity, they require a lot of planning, and they require a lot of organization. So it takes me 6 months to plan out a major birthday party, for example. 6 months, like my Survivor party or my road rallies, which I've mentioned a few times. So I greatly disagree with Shepard on this. Greatly disagree with you, Clive. But that's just me.
You keep it pretty quiet, Shepard. Nobody has punched me yet. Not that I'd recommend it. Good to see the old gang again. Liara's looking good. I mean, you know, I haven't fallen down yet. Time to step this up.
Well, we've got some curry. You can step it up with that, I guess. Because it sounds really spicy. Oh, cool. We've got the card game going on here.
You're bluffing.
Don't be so sure. I got a pretty good poker face.
I can tell when someone is hiding something from me.
Right. Anyway, now we put our cards on the table.
It is foolish to reveal secrets to the enemy.
It's part of the game, and we're not enemies. Hey, you want me to deal you in on the next one? I bet you'd be good at this.
No.
See, that right there. Perfect poker face.
What are you talking about?
You're still doing it. Commander, can you believe Doc's never played poker?
How are the lessons going?
The Asari still refuses to take risks. Victory does not come without cost.
You're not even playing.
Doc's not much of a gambler.
Be glad we are not participating in one of the games from my cycle. You would all lose horribly.
Aw, be nice to Liara. You're going to have your hands full with me anyway.
Ooh.
Adios. How long have you been there?
Well, my willingness to gamble aside, this has been a wonderful evening, Shepard.
Aw.
Glad you guys are having fun.
Oh, look, the four.
It's nice to see people relax and let their guards down. I'll try not to take advantage.
Time spent being idle. Do you fear the crew will grow soft, Commander?
I think everyone could use the break.
Yes.
This from the Asari who buries herself in studying Protheans day and night.
Good to know bickering like an old married couple has not changed since your cycle.
Enjoy your game, guys. And I'd keep an eye on Liara if I were you.
Yes.
Give me a few more rounds and you might not have anything left to wager.
Now this game is getting more interesting.
Yeah, don't underestimate Liara. Don't underestimate that Asari. Speaking of Asari, I had talked about Morinth, but I didn't really talk much about Samara. Samara, I found the whole Justicar lore fascinating. The fact that they were a lot like monks. I consider them more like the paladins of Mass Effect, because they have this very strict code. And I respect Justicars a lot. I don't completely agree with their adherence 100% on their code, but I understand where they're coming from. It's unlike Paladins. It's less about religion and more about it's an inner thing, something from within their core of their I guess morality or integrity. It's their code. And learning about Samara's past with her daughters, I found that very engaging, and I really felt bad that I ended up choosing Morinth over Samara. But like I said, I wanted to see what it was like to have Morinth with Clive's playthrough, since I had Samara in my Femships playthrough. I kind of wish though that they had something specifically for Samara, even though she, like sort of in a memorial that Thane had. Probably not to the same degree, but something that... I think that's one thing that this DLC is missing, is that anyone who died during the suicide mission in Mass Effect 2, it would have been nice if they had something for those characters in the Citadel DLC. I think that would have been a nice touch, because they did it with Thane and they did it with Mordin, and granted, even though those two characters automatically were not going to be around by this point in the game, I don't like the idea of penalizing players from getting their extra closure of characters, regardless of whether or not they survived the suicide mission. But that's just me.
Wow, these are actually good. Nicely done, Edie.
Good job, Edie.
Samantha, did you not say you were allergic to curry?
I'll be a little sick later. It happens.
You should have substituted coriander and cumin. What? What are you looking at?
Did you enjoy the taste of the appetizers, Grunt?
Maybe. I just shoved a whole plateful into my mouth.
Good job, Edie. I shouldn't have underestimated you. What's going on here at Ocean's 11?
We just have to wait for another one of them clones to stumble in.
Gosh.
Of course, when this glass goes, the plants probably won't survive.
Thank you.
Plants are overrated.
Hey.
You can always get oxygen from a tank.
Hey! I like my plants, thank you very much.
Totally worth it.
Drunk Tally is very amusing.
Awesome sauce.
Oh gosh.
Shepard?
Grunt. Is anyone else up here?
I'll give that. You're a great pilot.
The best, but go on.
All I'm saying is that when it comes to shuttles, I got you beat. I think you said so yourself.
Wow.
Ooh, shuttles. Only slightly less cool than dropping from the Normandy in a Mako. And I bet you couldn't handle the Normandy.
Oh.
Didn't you get the first one blown up?
Nice. Nice one, Steve.
So the first Normandy kind of evaporated.
Yeah.
Yeah, that must have sucked. At least Shepard wound up with a better Normandy.
I wouldn't fight myself for another ship. Or ever again. No more clones.
Come on, fighting a clone can't be worse than the Collector base. That was some messed up shit.
That place still gives me nightmares.
I'm glad I wasn't around for that one.
Oh.
Some tough calls on that one. Glad Shepard was in charge.
Hey, did I ever tell you about the time I saved the Normandy single-handed?
Yeah, right.
It's true.
That's true.
For sure. I was there. I'll vouch for him.
Collectors boarded the Normandy. I only had a minute to come up with something to take them down.
So you freed the Cerberus AI, the one Cerberus made.
I don't hear anyone complaining about Edie now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we're all glad she didn't turn out to be an evil robot.
Weren't you complaining earlier about how she smashed her face in?
We're losing focus. Edie wasn't a robot back then. And when the Collectors took over, she was still shackled. So it was me, saving the Normandy by myself. Single-handed.
Yes, you did.
You did.
Good man.
You did, Joker.
This is completely what I needed. Just hanging out. No crazy stuff. Just thinking about the people who can't be here.
Oh. Speaking of people who couldn't be here, there's one more person that I haven't mentioned yet, and that's Miranda. So I will go ahead and give my thoughts on Miranda now. Just like Ashley, some people thought that Miranda was a total witch. Mostly females, it seems, didn't particularly like Miranda. I guess because the males might have been more forgiving because, let's face it, Miranda had an awful lot of gratuitous, curvy shots. Let's just put it that way. Camera shots. The camera really liked Miranda, especially around the derriere. And you could see that both in Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3. I didn't particularly like the over-sexualization of Miranda, but I guess we've been getting an awful lot from James Vega, so I guess that's okay. Although James Vega ended up not being really a romance, so... But personality-wise, I was fine with Miranda. My Shepards have both been really nice to her, and because we've both been really nice to Miranda, she's been pretty nice to us. So I never had an issue with her. She can come off as being really arrogant, but I understand why. And, you know, I am very, very sad that she's not with us right now. I really hate that just because Shepard had a relationship with Miranda and just because he broke up with her, that automatically meant she wasn't going to survive Mass Effect 3. But what can you do? You know, what can you do? That one scene during the breakup, though, I felt so bad. This is the beauty of this game, though, is that it evokes so much emotion as if these were actual real people. I am perfectly aware this is just a game and none of these characters are real. But when they cause you to feel like these are actual people you're interacting with and that you're becoming close with and you're developing these relationships with, that's what really... that is one of the biggest things that draws me towards games. Is that aspect. And I just, you know, I definitely felt it with Miranda when I had to break up with her, so... I'm sorry, Miranda. Again, I have some solace that in my FemShep playthrough you're still alive, but just know that your sister Oriana is safe and happy, and basically you got what you wanted. You got exactly what you wanted, and that's the safety of your sister, which I think is a very noble thing. So...